you? Galimera, Galimera, Galimera. What a beautiful morning it is. I hope you remembered to put your clocks back this morning. Enjoy your extra hour in bed. Just a quick look around the old estate at the moment. As you'll notice, we've got the olive harvest coming in at the moment. So Yanni's been busy all day yesterday taking the olives off the trees. I'm not sure if you can see anything there because the sun is really quite bright shining in. He's also been busy clearing the area, obviously. Him and his brother as well and his wife have been out there trees knocking the olives off and been basically just very industrious and very busy. Right, I've got to be honest. I've just seen Sonny Fledger from Opus tuning in. Nice to have you tuning in, Sonny. I'll give you a quick wave back. I've got a VIP. Right, I've got to be honest. Today is going to be rather interesting on the news front. Oh, just quickly, if you haven't seen the cats in a while. So there you go. There's the beautiful Sheba down there. And then over here, as always, it's Mr. Boots, who's there relaxing in his chair. Yes, he has moved. He's been a bit affectionate this morning. He's been busy. Oh, can I just say a quick hello to Stefan Hammer as well, who's tuning in, as well as Mark Wheat. Nice to have you with us. Right, just going to quickly switch you around. And at the moment, guess what? The controls have disappeared. Let me see if it'll come right. Oh, God, here we go. Continue. Is it going to give me the controls? Or have the controls disappeared? Oh, I didn't have a chance to get a new tablet when I was in the UK. Oh. Right. Okay, well, I tell you what, I need to keep the camera focused towards my laptop this morning because I've got news that I want to convey to you. I'm going to warn you now, today's broadcast is going to be very, very COVID heavy. All right. Now, you may remember yesterday when I did my broadcast yesterday, I had no stats on the COVID. It only got released till very, very late in the day. Yesterday we had 841 new cases and 10 deaths and 89 people in the ICUs, which gave us a total of 29,057 and 559 deaths since the pandemic started, and 89 people were or are in ICUs across the country. Now, the highest affected areas were Attica at 290 and also Thessaloniki as well at 197. Now, interestingly, the cases since yesterday have sprung up again. Yesterday, we had 935 new cases across the country. We had only 5 deaths. So that basically means that the new total at the moment is 29,992 infectious cases since the pandemic started, with 564 deaths again since the pandemic started. No change in numbers in the ICUs. Now, what's interesting is yesterday also was the day that we went into these extra measures, and I'm doing some checking this morning online, and I went to the COVID GR site, which is run by the Greek government, and lo and behold, checking the site, we are Zakynthos, we're in the green zone. So we're in the first tier of the restrictions. I'm just trying to get my mouse to work. Come on, mouse, work, so I can zoom in and show you this. Oh, come on. Now I've lost it. Where are you? I'm back again. COVID. Right. Now, is that going to zoom in for me? Right. Here we are, Zakynthos down here. I'm not sure if you're seeing this. All right. But we are in the green zone after complaining that we were being lumped into tier 3, obviously because of what had been going on during the summer. Now, I've got to be honest, this is a bit of a mystery because we were supposed to have had extra measures brought in, like a curfew starting after 12:30. Now, whether that curfew actually happened and went on, I don't actually know, all right? We did speak to a taxi driver during the afternoon and said, are you exempt from the curfew? And he told that he was still allowed to pick up fares and get people home after 12:30. So people could move about, but only by taxi. But anyway, looking at the map this morning, we are in the green zone. So technically, we are out of the restrictions. The two areas that have been highlighted greatly in the Greek media has been Kastoria and Kozani. Now, Kastoria and Kozani, when I check on this map, and again, oh, it's not running the way I want it to run. Kastoria, let's get up there. Now, there you go. Now you can see the difference in colour, all right? Kozani and Kastoria are there in red, and they've got the tier 4 restrictions on as well, and they are absolutely, locked down. You're not even allowed to leave those areas or drive out of those areas. They've got a curfew in place, and masks are to be worn mandatory all the time. Now, talking of that, Athens at the moment, the Attica area, I'm surprised that they haven't gone into a tier 1 lockdown at the moment, or Thessaloniki. They haven't gone into a tier 1 lockdown, but these two locations definitely have, which is Kastoria and Kozani. And it's quite interesting and also quite George Orwellian. I'm just, again, going to go to another news report in the Greek press of the message that is being sent by the, which is being sent by the police. Police cars are driving up and down, broadcasting this message, which is, we remind you that the use of face masks is obligatory in all outdoor spaces. Nighttime curfew is now in place. People are not allowed to be outdoors between 12:30 midnight and 5 o'clock in the morning. Please protect public health, avoid crowding. We follow the instructions, we stay safe. And that is being broadcast in Greek, English and Arabic around the streets of Athens from police cars. However, not heard any reports of that being reported here. So I'm quite shocked, actually, that our local news media here has not picked up on that. Maybe it's the weekend and they haven't been checking their stuff over the weekend. But we are looking from the map that's actually online at the moment. Zakynthos has gone into the green. That is tier 1. All right. So that means all those restrictions that have been laid on us have technically should have been lifted. Right. OK. Bit heavy for you. I'm just going to quickly do a quick shout out to people who are tuning through at the moment. Sonny Fledger is watching. Mark Wheat is also watching. Stefan Hammer is watching. Jane Butterworth says, morning, sweetheart. Thank you, my darling. Katrina Poulos is also watching. Jane Butterworth is watching. Mike Gallanty is watching. Ian Wendy Wyatt is also watching as well. Ah, nice to have you tuning in. How's your dad? I hope he's okay. Sharon Whitehead is watching. Tommy Burns is also tuning in. Nice to see you as well. David Lowry is watching. Nigel Steer is watching. Jane Butterworth is watching. I've got one. A bloke requested the test. He dipped it in dog wee and sent it off, and the test came back positive. Yeah, I've heard of stories of people testing. I heard of another guy who actually basically took one of the tests, broke the test, waved it around in the air, put it back into the bag, sent it off, and that came back as a positive test as well. That was Sandy just jumping up there. You're all right, fella. So, yeah, this is not the first one. And also I have been saying there is no record of false positives either being produced to see how accurate the tests are. And as always, the more tests you do, the more you're going to find. And it's the death rates you've got to be looking at. I've always said this all along. However, it is interesting that the Deputy Minister for Health here Deputy Protection Minister here, has been saying that at the moment they are seeing a trend that it is the youth that is spreading the virus. They are seen to be the major group. About 60% of the 18 to 39-year-olds that are tested are proving positive, and so this has been one of the reasons for these extra measures, is because people going off and enjoying themselves, going round. And again, I think a lot of people would say we'd rather have people in bars and that spending money, not all just wandering aimlessly back, or basically feeling in a position of complete lockdown and isolation, which again is another problem. Don't know how many suicides we've had actually in Greece over this. We do know of one suicide of the care home worker who took his life because he tested positive and two of his staff tested positive and one of his residents tested positive. So it all has a knock-on to mental health, to be quite honest, with all the restrictions that are going on at the moment. So thanks for that little memory jog there, Jane. Graham Chisholm is watching. Stefan Hammer. Oh, thank you for this, Stefan. Ginge, ask Ote for a speed booster. It helps you a lot with your speed. I use them, and the speed in Marathea is about 50 to 60 download and a 5 megabyte upload. My Xanticam works perfectly with the booster. I shall check on that. Cheers for that, fella. I will check on that, getting a booster. I've got to be honest, that's the reason I have to do everything as it is on my tablet and stuff like that, because obviously I think that works better on our upload. So cheers for that. I shall investigate that. And as well, I've got to be honest, Marathea, I think you may have better internet anyway, because I think you've got the fibre optic cable going down to where you are. But I'll check on that. That's a help. Thank you. Pat Bramley's watching. Nice to have you, Pat. He says, if you order online, you can test for 14 days if not happy and bring it back without any problems. Thank you for that, Stefan. I appreciate that. Jan Lawrence is watching. Margaret Black is watching as well. Susie Angus is watching. And John Atherton is watching. Oh, here's another one from Jane Butterworth. Another 9 men done test too, and not one of them tested. One of them tested themselves, and everyone. Right, cheers. Thanks for that, Jane. More false positives. There we go. Jan Lawrence again. Jane, she says, finally I caught you. All right then, Jane. Thank you, my darling. Philip Ellis, Raffridge buddy, he's looking as well. It's a cull, Jane. You've actually reminded me of something else, actually, that Jane just told me this morning. This is to do with the UK, not to do with Greece. It seems the NHS has been directed, its ambulance staff, to be selective in picking people up when they're called out on an emergency for somebody suspected of suffering from COVID systems, etc. They're also saying that people over the age of 80, they're telling the hospitals not to give them treatment without due consideration. This is not what the NHS was set up for. The NHS was set up to help everybody, no matter who they are, and not to be selective. That is so, be quite honest, and this is another reason that in some ways that this is the sort of behaviour that could bring down a government. But yeah, we're watching this with great interest at the moment. There just seems to be in the last couple of days an absolutely surge on hysteria and panic over what's going on at the moment with this virus. And at the moment, yeah, we're keeping our eyes to our eyes on what's going on. So thanks for that, Jane. You've actually jogged my memory there on something easing. That's rubbish blaming the young as another catch as well. I agree, but I've got to be honest, when it comes to figures, the figures are starting to say that for here in Greece, they're looking at the young when you what your class is young, 18 to 39 is young. They're saying that the 18 to 39-year-olds have been 60% of the increase. So again, I know other figures and other stats turned around and said that the young don't pass it and children don't pass it. But again, they are probably massaging the figures to suit an agenda. That's all I can say. So I'll take that point on board as well, Jane. So Gav Kitchen, you're watching as well. Right, so that's it from me. It's all been a bit grim, shall we say. Sorry you can't see my dulcet face this morning. Just My broadcasts at the moment. I've decided this week I am going to do 2 broadcasts. The first broadcast will be restreamed, unless I get one of these booster thingies. Will be restreamed from 34 on Wednesday the 6th, all right, which is the 28th. So Wednesday the 6th, sorry, show 6 will be broadcast on Wednesday the 28th, this Wednesday coming out, rebroadcast, so I make it on the Tuesday. And any requests, anything you want, just drop it in the comments below. Those people have been dropping requesting from time past. Don't worry, I've collated all those together. Also, I've decided as well that the Friday show, that'll be restreamed on Friday, that's going to be a Halloween special. Woo! Yeah, getting ready for Halloween. In fact, we're living in Halloween times as well at the moment when you think about it. So yeah, that's going to be streamed on Friday the 30th. Get you ready for Halloween, all right? And yeah, so if you've got any requests, any dedications, anybody you want to scare, let me know. And don't forget, it's video as well as music. And then once it goes up to Mixcloud, it stays just as audio. You can play it back at any time. And if you watch on Twitch, okay, you can still see the pictures and the video up to 60 days after broadcast. However, they do censor it, all right? And they do copyright, so some of it might get muted. But anyway, I will be back with you tomorrow. We shall see how today goes. We'll see if we get any further confirmation that we are in the green. But according to the map online at the moment, we are in the green as far as the tiering system is for the COVID here in Zakynthos. Anyway, that's it from me. Jane and I, we're off up to feed the strays this afternoon as well. And there's little Sandy looking out over his savannah. Bless him. And I will see you tomorrow. You take care and have a great day. Thank you. And now it's